What's up, everybody? That time of the day, that time of the week, that time of the month.
It is.
It is that time of the month. You're listening to The Good,
The Band,
The Ugly. I'm Big Papa.
and I'm Jeff.
And today is today's something a little special.
Yeah.
A little special, a little different. So we've been doing this show almost a year now.
Yeah.
Not quite a year, but we're getting there.
Yep.
And we have had some great guests on this show that have had some phenomenal stories, both fanboy moments, just backing history. But I think the thing that a lot of people have said to us is they really love the bloopers.
Yeah.
I wish we could play some of our bloopers that we've had to start over, but
I know.
No. So we've had a lot of people say, boy, you guys could do a whole show of nothing but bloopers. So
today is your day.
Today's your day. Today is bloopers.
Yep.
We have scenes from the Embellisher episode.
Yep.
Where John Hamilton talks about some stuff. We'll get into that in just a second.
Yeah.
We've got
Just Joe.
Mick Fury.
Kevin Dean.
Mick Fury.
We've got JT and Ricky from Ryder.
Yeah. And then we've got Nina Di Gregorio that's going to be on. So, I mean, these are just some of the things that we found were some of the better stories, but not all of the stories. We got a ton more of the bloopers, but we didn't want it to go crazy.
No.
So we're putting together the best of so far, the bloopers, or episode 1.
Yeah.
Best of episode 1.
Episode
There's
1
going to be probably episode 2 for this season. Next season, we'll do it again.
Yeah.
We're going to have Fanboy episode 1 and 2. I don't want to get in too deep in the woods here saying, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know to sit back. You may have seen some of these. You may have seen these. You may have not. But even as we reviewed them today, we just started laughing our asses off.
It was awesome.
So we're going to start off the show with John Hamilton.
Yes.
On the Embellisher episode number 1, if you want to look that up and watch the whole episode. And this is John talking about how things went awry during a show. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show.
Grab a beer.
Don't grab too many.
No.
I mean, you and I might start arguing. Watch this, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah.
Peace.
It was like late 80s, like 88. Manslaughter got invited up to play a metal show, a day show, Sunday. It was in the fall, I remember, because football was on. I'll tell you, up in Watertown. Now, we had never been to Watertown before, and I can't even remember the name of the place. I could see the bar in my head, but I can't think of the name. So we were told there was going to be at least 5 bands, all metal bands, pretty heavy bands. Sacred Death was going to be one of the main bands, and they were the ones who invited us. So they said, hey, can we bring our guys Manslaughter with us? Because we used to play shows all the time together. And so we got invited through them. And so we were told, Sacred Death says, we're going to play near the end of the day. It's going to be a matinee show. So it's going to start at 1 and then probably about 8 or 9 o'clock, and then it's a Sunday, whatever. You guys will probably go on first or second because not a lot of people know you, and there's going to be other local bands there. So it's going to be Sacred Death, Manslaughter, and like 3 locals. We go, okay. We're playing first. Great. Now, if you were in Manslaughter, you knew if you played first, that's great because then you could have drinks at the bar. Because then you could party the rest of the day and watch the other bands and have fun. You didn't have to worry about pacing yourself. Well, we get there. We get there and we start having a couple of drinks. And we got there at like noon or 11 o'clock to load in. And now we're again, morning drinking, not just day drinking, but 11 o'clock. And we had a few in us. We rented a van and everything. It was funny. We had our buddies with us to be roadies and our girlfriends and everybody. And we get there and we're probably 4 or 5, 6 in. And we're thinking we're going on stage. And Jeff Lanning or somebody from Sacred Death came over and said, look, there was a problem with some of the bands. We had to shuffle the times around. You guys are going to go on after us now. And I said, well, when is that? And they go, last. So we went literally from yeah. You see where this is going?
Somebody shit-faced.
And this Brian's playing with you, right?
Yeah.
Brian, Scott, myself, and
this has got to be a story. It absolutely has to be.
It was me, Brian, Scott, and Mike White was still in the band at the time.
Oh.
So we're all doing this all day, right? Okay, so we're like, but we're at a point where, like, you know, what are you gonna do? You're gonna stop drinking? Then we're gonna all get tired, get headaches, fall asleep. But we'll just pace ourselves. We'll drink through this, and then we'll play last, and then we'll go home. We got a designated driver.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, about 2 or 3 bands in, about halfway through, I look over at the bar. Brian Mann's playing drinking games at the bar with a couple of the locals, a couple of the old men at the bar. Drinking games, like, you know, shots, beers, shots and beers and shots. Mike White was, believe it or not, the only one that was smart. He went to the van and he had a little TV, Mike, I said that. He had a little TV.
Wow.
Right.
He had a little TV with him because he wanted to watch the football games. So Mike was like, F this. I'm going to go watch some football. I'll be in the van. You guys, if you want to stay in the bar, fine. And Mike was actually I got to give him credit because he was the one who actually, we should have all been like Mike that day. You know what I mean? Be like Mike, right?
Right.
We weren't. We weren't like Mike. We were all like Brian Mann, really, is what we were doing. So by the time Sacred Death was on, they were great. And then we were ready to play. So we did our normal thing. We were all cocky and 22 years old or 20, grab our gear, get up there and ready to rock. And the place has still got a lot of people in it. We play the first song and it was okay. A little shaky. It was okay. Second song, a couple of glaring errors there, but we made it to the end. Mike's getting a little annoyed because, you know, I don't know who screwed up, Scott or me or Brian, who knows. Third song got worse. By the fourth song was so bad, we said to stop in the middle of it. Now, we've never, ever, that's never happened to us in our life. And it's never happened since 1988. We prided ourselves on being able to hold our liquor and be able to play a perfect set, like a great set, you know? We fell apart and we all just looked at each other. Mike threw his beer down on stage and he was pissed at all three of us and said, you mother effers, I knew this was going to happen. Into the mic. He's cussing us out on the mic in front of the whole bar. And I go, hey, Mike, you know what? If you don't, you're out of the band, Mike. You know what? We don't need you. Brian and I can sing. And I'm in the mic. So now we're having a band fight on mic through the PA at about 7 o'clock on a Sunday. And we're all hammered. Now, our friends who are our roadies, you know, our friends and roadies, are grabbing our gear as fast as they can and throwing it in the van. The bar owner and the bartenders everybody in the place they're booing us now. This is the only time I've been booed in my life. I swear to God, they were booing us. These guys, you know, and the funniest thing was I was wearing a Manslaughter t-shirt at the time. So nobody would forget who it was. You know.
Oh man.
We never were invited back, just like what Jeff was saying. Never got invited back to Watertown after that one. We hopped in the van as fast as we could and burned rubber out of that place, man. And we just, as soon as Mike he jumped in his girlfriend's car and he was so mad at us. He jumped in his girlfriend's car and they left separately. Brian, Scott, and I were all drunk and hopped in the van and our buddy was driving us out of there, but we had a cooler in the van. So we all, instead of like feeling bad about it, we all cracked the beer open, clinked, and went, man, that was one hell of a day, man. And we were just cruising home, and that was actually, you know, it was at the time we were in such a state that we didn't care. But if you wanted to know the most embarrassing moment of my life on stage,
that's it. Okay.
He actually won Grab It. He won it.
Did I win something?
And proverbially, here you get the Dick of the Day trophy right there. It's
Dick of the Day.
Yes.
Dick of the Day, Dick of the Decade trophy. You won. That is
DOTD.
Definitely the most embarrassing. I mean, we thought it was pretty funny when DR got hammered and laid down on stage. and sang the whole second set on his back because he was too drunk to stand.
Yeah,
but that's this next clip is Mick Fury, and he's talking about some stuff he did with some national acts.
Yes.
So take a listen and let us know what you think.
Think back here, it's a little hard to remember. This is not as good of a story as you would like, but I played down in Florida a lot, and I met up with a promoter. This is probably 3-4 years ago. And this is really not as good of a story as you're smashing your face doing a thing or getting stuck on a picnic table, but
that's okay.
I met up with a promoter, and he's like, "Hey man, I got a big show coming up next month. Would you want to like fly down and be a part of it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like what's the show?" And he's like, "Well, Travis Tritt's playing. Like, I think you'd be awesome to open up for him."
Oh, very cool.
Sure.
Sounds great. It's awesome. So I come back to Nashville and I buy my flights and I got it all figured out and I invite some people and show up to the day of the show, setting up my gear and, pre-show at like a big venue. There's a bunch of people running around and there's a stage manager and, "Oh, hey, set up here, do this. And so Travis walks in, kind of looks at me, walks in the back. His tour manager comes out a minute later. He's like, "Hey man, what you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just getting set up to open up." He goes, "Yeah, Travis doesn't have any openers. He never does openers for any of his shows." And I'm like, oh this guy hired me, and he's the one that. And there was another band there that also had been told they could open up, and we like, oh man, I don't tell you. Like, I'm like, man, I literally got on a flight yesterday from Nashville. I paid like $300 just to get down here. And he's like, "Let me go see you. Let me see what Travis says." So he goes back and he comes back out. He's like, "All right." He says you can have 20 minutes. I'm like, "Oh, thank God." So had all these people coming, but I got to go up and play the show. So I mean, that was.
Dude, that's crazy.
Not embarrassing, but it was terrifying right before the show. It's
sure.
Man, I'm being $500.
Right.
All my friends are going to show up, and I'm not going to be here.
So, what panned out? Was the guy a scammer, or was he just talking on his ass?
He just was, promoters like, "Yeah, I think this is the deal. I'm not really sure, but you should be fine." Like, it's just, I mean, you remember the guy that came through Syracuse and put on the Bret Michaels show? We were supposed to be the band right before Bret Michaels.
Yes, you were.
That went to shit.
Yep, it did.
Promoters have a bit of a bad legacy of doing things like that, where it's like over-promising and under-delivering,
But if I remember correctly, you got redeemed, though, when you guys did the Turning Stone. Am I correct?
Man, we did, and like that was one of the that actually has a funny story to it. So I was playing that night. Yes, we got redeemed. So Brett came to town. We were supposed to play outside with him. He came out, did that big press conference where he's like, "I'm not doing the show. This guy didn't pay me ahead of time. We'll come back and make it up to everyone."
Yeah.
So we're like, "Yeah, right. Okay, cool. See you later, Brett. Thanks for screwing us." We're kind of pissed at him, right? It's like, he's a dick. He's not going to play the show we're supposed to play. And anyways, so he came back like a year later and he reached out to Nikki Ferroni, I think used to be in a band in Syracuse. And he reached out to her and she got a hold of all of us. Bill Ali was in one of the bands.
Yep.
And they're going to have you guys play and like, it's going to be great. And I'm like, oh, sweet. So we show up and like all my friends came and I had a buddy that got like a suite at the Turning Stone. And we're just ripping like, vodka bombs and like Red Bull Jaeger shots. It's terrible. And I was smart enough to only do a couple. The drummer at the time may have done many Red Bull shots.
Not that drummer we're talking about.
Yeah. So anyways, we get on stage and it was a little rock and rolly. It was a little bit like, this guy's here, this guy's there, this guy's here. We do 3 or 4 songs and it was a blast. It was in the showroom, so there's 800 people.
Yeah.
And we get all done with the show, and like to this day, it's probably one of my biggest, I'm using a lot of quotes here, but rock star moments, because I walked out and there's a bunch of like, 80s women with giant hair and like their boobs hanging out that were like excited. Maybe I could sleep with Bret Michaels tonight. Like I'm going to dress to the nines and try to get my rocks off from 30 years ago. Right.
Right.
So they suddenly think we're the biggest deal in the world. And I'm like, we're just kind of lucky to be on the show. And I'm like literally signing babies. I'm signing all people's like CD. I'm signing all this.
Oh
I've
my
never
God.
had an experience like this. People are coming down from every level to talk to us. Man, people want to talk to you. This lady literally came up and offered me like her 18-year-old daughter. She's like, "Hey, isn't my daughter pretty cute?" And I'm like, "This is weird, but yes." And what's her phone number? Like, it was a really funny situation. And at the end of all of it, after the other 2 bands played and Brett played, Brett grabs us, takes us in the back, and he's like, "Hey, man, I appreciate you guys doing this. And here's like $500 like for your time." And like, we were not even supposed to get paid anything. So for him to pay us like $500, put us on the show, took a couple of great photos with us. So that was just like a wonderful testament to that guy's character that he came through and like treated us so well. So anyways, that was a funny one.
Well, the guy who blew up everybody's shit promoting that show.
Yep.
He's the guy who helped me get my liquor license.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I will never forget.
I'm surprised it was legit.
I was, because everybody, when I said, hey, yeah, blah, 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 help me. And they're like, did you really get it? Or did he like print it on his printer? I'm like, no, I got it, and that's the shit he does. But yeah, everybody was, you remember what he did with Bret Michaels, blah, 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 blah. It's like,
I mean, what's funny about that story is, and like, obviously I just told my side of it, but like in his defense, he got into one of these deals where they're like, yo, you're going to have like all these bands play all summer. You're going to make all this money. And then when Bret comes, you're going to have the payment for Bret. And like attendance just never quite was what it was supposed to be for like 6 or 7 of the shows.
Right.
And it got to the end. He's like, I got 30 grand. And Bret's like, I'm 100 grand. I'm not playing. Like,
right.
He got a little bit, I don't really remember the dude that well, but he had a little bit of bad luck too.
Yeah. That was at the F Shed too, wasn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't really like at the F Shed itself. It was,
right next to it, yeah.
Right next to it, outside. Everything was outside.
The G Shed?
Well, I will.
He's at the FU Shed. That's the one he got.
I will never forget when he had Vince Neil there.
Yeah. How can you forget that?
And
travesty.
Well, he gets up there at the end of the night to say something and totally screws it up.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's so hammered, number one.
Vince, yeah.
No, not Vince.
Oh,
the gentleman you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's so
he
hammered.
The wrong name. He called
exactly.
The wrong name.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
So
I think he was like
Skid
Row or something, because Skid Row was like the week before or the next week or whatever. Yeah. And it was like,
so I remember that really well because we opened that show. So
yes,
we opened up that show, and we used to always wait backstage for whoever the headliner was. It's kind of like a cool thing. We like to try to get a photo of us with whoever the headliner was. Like we'd done it with like Johnny Resnick from Goo Goo Dolls and the guy from we had like a bunch of cool pictures back in the day.
Right.
And so we're waiting backstage for Vince Neil to come back there, and this guy does what he did. He called him the wrong name or something horribly embarrassing.
Yep.
And Vince comes off the stage in a fucking fury, and he comes backstage. We're like, "Hey, Vince, can we get your autograph?" He's like, "Get the fuck out of my way, security! Get these fuckers!" And like they like drag us out of there, and Vince takes off down the road. He was so pissed. I'm like, "Oh, what an asshole!" But like I didn't really know the whole story until after.
Yeah. Right. That is funny. Now, now that's a story.
It is a story.
That is a story. Those are the kind of things we look forward to.
So this next clip is JT and Ricky from Ryder.
Oh, I fucking love this part.
I know, so do I. Little embarrassing moment for the two of them. Check it out. Nothing.
No, it was actually at the fair. Remember when we played where you would walk in over to where the grandstands were? It was inner...
Oh, yeah.
Where they moved the bands from outside where the horses were, where the Coliseum
was, yeah.
Just to play over there, and then they moved it in to kind of, push the...
Heritage Field?
No.
In the where the
it was, what was the bar called? The Infield Restaurant.
Infield Restaurant.
Right outside the
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we were playing, it was before Crew was
Crew.
there.
Yep.
And I decided to drink probably for the first time in my life. And I remember looking at Lee and I'm going, dude, I need some help. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I can't feel the strings. He's like, what are you talking about? And I kept saying, I'm like, dude, you need to end the show. And I kept saying, you need to end the show.
2 songs in.
I'll never forget Lee taking a bottle of water and just throwing it in my face. And
that sobered you up, didn't it?
I couldn't snap out of it.
I can't feel the strings, and now I can't see, you fucker.
He woke me up. He started me.
No, dude, I remember that.
I never drank, and something happened. I just decided to drink, and it hit me. And the next thing I know, I'm like,
you got roofied.
What am I doing here? And why are all these people staring at me? And I looked over at Lee, and I'm like, holy shit! I think we're playing. I took off. And next thing you know, Lee's throwing water in my face, and he woke me up to at least get through the show.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Dang, he wins.
Oh,
he fucking wins. I don't care.
Listen,
that wins.
Yeah, it wins, because everybody that knows me, I would never, my embarrassing moments, it's too many to name and too many to say. Everybody knows, so I'm not going to say it.
Yes, you are.
Just one.
Don't be
I can't even
Don't be a dick. You're full of shit.
No, I'm really not.
You're full of shit.
I don't even...
Come on. We're pressuring you. Bullshit.
I don't even know where to even begin. There's been so
Pick one. Even fucking Lee told us 2.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He ripped his pants and his junk was hanging out. He had to put a
3-inch
Fury sticker on his dick. And then how about his monkey boy up in at the field days and decide he's going to swing from the
fell his back.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
That was great.
Or Quaker steak and lube. He jumped off the drum riser and went straight through the stage, and he was up to his waist like the fucking groundhog. So
I mean, there's, oh my God, man, I don't.
we got all night. I'm not editing this. I'm not doing it.
No, I don't know.
Jester?
I mean,
Anything with
I think
Jester?
besides getting,
To fall
hammered
off your stick.
and falling off which is, well, I remember here's a good one. Me and Lee, field days.
There we go.
Where was it?
That's-
One of those.
I think that was more about Lee though.
But I was right with it. We had a handle of, the guy bought us a handle of Grey Goose, and Lee doesn't drink vodka. I do, but he doesn't. And he was a big player, and we were back and forth. I mean, I was off, fell off, got back on, finished the show, but Lee, this is going back to Lee. Where's Lee? We have to leave. Found him in the weeds.
Sleeping.
I had to get him.
Wait, didn't he tell us that one?
Did he tell you that when we drew on his face?
That was you.
We drew on his face. He didn't tell you that one. Lee, sorry, bud. But it was not good. And I was hammered. And Mark had to help us. It was just a good
But you got to think about something. Almost 30 years now. 27 years, right? 27 years.
Yeah.
27 years of playing. Probably
There's a lot of stuff you
probably
can't know.
1,000 shows.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. There's
Believe me.
it's bound to happen. So nobody's out of the realm of fucking it up.
for sure.
So it's funny that
No,
you
no.
had him on.
I mean, when Jerry drinks, I've known him 30 some years, and I think I've only seen him like buzz twice in my whole life. He just doesn't. It's not his thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? He used to smoke cigarettes back in the day, like years ago.
I could not see that.
No
either.
way.
No, I
Me?
don't see that at all,
Yeah,
dude.
what's chain smoking? This fucker. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So you don't drink, you don't smoke.
what do you do?
Okay, so this next one, I don't know if you remember Kevin Dean. He's got a couple of them. I think he's got 3 of them on
He
here.
does, yeah.
So, and the best part is it ends with Joel Tier, but
It does.
Take a watch.
This is at the expense of a fan, unfortunately. Rowdy Adrenaline at K-Rockathon. It's 12,000 people. Again, freaking out. Holy crap! Can I even handle this? My heart's
Right.
racing. So we're playing the show, and we get to the most difficult song, Motor Meth, pure adrenaline, just rocking out. Right, made it to the end. I was so thrilled we made it, and I'm like, I didn't drop a stick.
Here it goes.
Great. I hope they recorded it. And with all my might, whipped a drumstick as far as I possibly could. I'm watching it sail. Didn't think anything of it. We get done with the show. I'm toweling off and drying off, change my clothes. We have to go to the merch booth to sign some stuff, right? Long afternoon of science shit. Now we're real rock stars. Holy crap, Anderson, let me get Kevin's autograph. And this girl comes up to me with a drumstick. You see this?
Yes, I do.
You see this? She had a lump on her forehead, like a golf ball. I nailed her with a stick.
Did you sign the lump?
I felt so bad. I was embarrassed. I was like, oh my God, are you okay? Please don't sue me. She just gave me a hug. She goes, this is the best thing I could ever have. Great souvenir. Can you sign it? I was like, all right.
Should have signed the lump.
Dude, remember how far this is. This is like,
Yeah.
however far I can make it with a stick.
Yeah.
Good 60, 70, however yards. It's hauling ass. She must have been really in pain, you know?
Well, it's like that Tutor story where he said he threw that drumstick
He
he hit one of the creators of the Blue Man Group
his sister or something.
right in the cheek,
Right
I
in the
guess.
face, yeah. That's
He
one of
threw
his,
it on purpose?
No.
No, he was
It
trying to be
broke.
all
Or
rock
just
star like
lost it?
Either he lost it, it slipped out of his hands, or it hit her in the face. And I think he lost it because we were talking about, you had asked him, do you ever wear gloves?
Yes.
And he said no. And the funny thing is another embarrassing moment. I was playing, and the stick flew out of my hand, and it went like 18 rows or something.
He said he was up like 30 feet in the air.
Yeah, if you've seen the show.
If you've seen the show, he's up like 30 feet in the air. He said, and he for some reason it came out of his hand and went like in the 18th row or whatever where this person was sitting, hit her right in the cheek. And apparently, from what he was told afterwards, was that it was one of the Blue Man Group, the original creator of the Blue Man Group. And he's like, "Oh shit, am I fired?"
Yeah, it was his sister hit her right in the face.
Yeah.
Was that early when he first got there?
I don't know how long
No,
he'd been
he
there.
didn't really say how long he had been there.
No.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah, you know his setup, like you said, right? He was super high.
way
Yeah.
high, yeah.
The show I saw, it was him and a female, and you can't see their faces. They have all black, but a glow in the dark pinstripe
Yeah.
through all their legs,
Yep.
their limbs,
Yeah.
so they look like giant stick figures.
Right.
And there's a rack on top with all percussion, and a rack below. So they're jumping and acrobatic. It looks really wild.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty unison stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely cool.
Yep.
I actually just watched.
I got another one.
Go
Go
ahead.
for
Can't
it.
stop now.
Do
That's
it.
fine. This is what this show's
Yeah,
all
what do you
about,
want?
man.
That's what it's all about, brother. Have at it.
Yeah, I got a third one. If you're
Yeah.
interested.
Go for it. Yeah.
Definitely.
Embarrassing moments. Not embarrassing to the crowd because they would have had no idea it was my fault, but this was my fault, me. And you can ask Joe Altier about this if you're going to have him on the show.
He will be.
He will be here in
we
a
were
couple
lucky enough.
3 weeks.
We were lucky enough to land a tour of Europe, well, specifically the UK. And it's quite a few days in. You know, we're getting tired here. We had a real long night before, 2 or 3 days with like no sleep, and I crashed all day, whatever. And we're sharing the drum set. It was Lennon, and she was a female solo artist. She had her own band. Then we'd play, and Godhead, awesome band, and the headliner was Soil, killer band.
Okay.
They really took us under their wings. They got us there in the first place. So we're sharing the same drum set before the headliners. They used theirs, and at the time, I'm only using one rack tom. I'm sitting next to a drum set. In case you're wondering what my hands are doing over here.
He's touching
So I had
the rack
one
tom.
rack tom, but the drummer before me had two. So we're hustling. We got about 10 minutes to switch over, and I got to move this tom, right? So I asked the sound guy, can I take this microphone off? I go, remember, turn off channel 2, because I'm not using that tom, whatever. So I condensed, get ready, set up my drums, and we're good. Feedback through the whole show.
Oh.
Joe's singing every time he gets to the mic. Song 3, song 4. He loses his shit. He's finally sick of it. He goes, what the fuck is going on with this sound back? And he's yelling at the sound man. Fix it or else. And he smashes the mic stand, breaks it. And if you know Joe, back then, he always had his mic on the stand. He
Right.
Had,
Yeah.
He'd use that as part of his show. He never
Right.
walked around with a mic. He just didn't feel comfortable. Broke that. So now he's walking around with a mic, avoiding sound feedback, right? The whole thing was my fault.
Because you didn't
That
turn on.
tom that I took away,
Yep.
the microphone was never shut off. It's on the floor, just growing,
Picking
and
up
growing
everything.
and swelling, and it never stopped getting louder. It was, woo, it was killing us. So I'll take the blame for that, Joe. If you didn't know, that was my fault.
Oh, so he hasn't known up until this point.
Joe's embarrassing moment was wrecking shit and losing his cool on stage. It wasn't his fault.
We'll find out.
I would have snapped too.
We'll find out.
So you heard Kevin's side.
Yep.
Now wait throughout this. Toward the end, you're going to hear Joe tell his side of Kevin's story.
Yes.
But before that, he talks about puking and an underwear problem.
Yes.
Watch this.
Oh, wow.
Everybody has the
I know.
same reaction.
They do
They're like,
too.
shit,
Really?
didn't think that was going to be
I've
asked.
never asked. I've never had that question asked before.
Shit.
Well, I mean, there's embarrassing shit that's happened on stage.
Sure.
Yeah, that's great.
But mistake-wise, I mean,
Or embarrassing.
Or yeah, either
Biggest
one.
blooper or
Well,
could make the gag reel.
well, I mean, two come to mind, but I'm trying to think of mistake. I mean, obviously, there's been times I've sang the wrong lyrics.
right. Well,
Mike does it all the time.
that's how I make it my own.
Right. I've sang, and when people are trying to sing along, it's a little, hey, it's a live
Hey.
version or whatever.
Yeah,
right.
Especially when it's in your own song. It's like, fuck, I wrote it. I can do whatever I want with it.
That's
You know,
right.
alternate.
That's right.
I wrote. This is the version I wrote before the producer changed it or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But I can't think of anything that was an incredibly mistake. But I've had two embarrassing things that happened. One happened in Calgary. We were on tour with a band called Fu Manchu's summer of 2002. So, 21 years ago. So, and we were up there, and that day the Calgary Stampede was happening. It was right around this time of year. It was like middle of July. So there was a lot of people in town. So we played, and this place is packed. And and I go like in the first song, and Brand New Sin, I always have my foot up like on the monitor.
You remember that?
I still do that to this day. One, because I kind of did it, but really because a lot of those times we played shows and we were the opening band. We had no fucking room on the stage, and that was the only place I had.
Right,
was to stand on top of the monitor, right? And so like it became my thing, not because it was like I want to do it. It's because out of necessity. So I remember hitting that first song, and it's packed house. I don't know. Full club, and I'm singing. I got my foot up on the monitor, and I'm like, man, it feels a little drafty.
Oh shit!
It's
feeling a little drafty right now. But and I didn't have any underwear on that day. Like I had ran out of underwear, and like in those days, I didn't wash the underwear. I would buy a package of underwear at Walmart once a week.
Right, throw them away.
Underwear and just throw them out.
Yeah.
I don't know when to do laundry again. So I had no underwear on. So anyone that was in that first any proximity, they were seeing it all.
Nice.
And I didn't look down because I was in performing. And finally, they came to the guitar solo. I turned around, and I looked down. I'm like, oh my fucking God! Like what am I gonna do? So
there's little Joe hanging out.
There's just Joe.
There's just. So I remember we got some gaff tape and like kind of pulled it together. And then the other time was Albuquerque, New Mexico. On the same tour. That was a long tour. It was like 6 weeks. And we didn't have much to eat that day, but we got there and we're like, the club says they're feeding us tonight. All right, cool. At least we'll get to eat today, because I don't think any of us had any money at that time. So we get there and they had all this pizza laid out, and it's Albuquerque. Ain't a fucking, that pizza stuck, right? But it was
Tex-Mex.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's New York, Jersey, Connecticut, Chicago. Other than that, pizza sucks.
Right.
In my opinion. There's a few places in there, but they have pizza. So like, well, this is it, or I'm not going to eat anything. So I ate, and I ate a lot of it, and I ate too much. And then we started like, oh, here's your case of beer before the show. So drinking these beers. And I got on stage, and it was incredibly warm. And I could feel the beer and the pizza like foaming. And I could feel the foam from the beer and the pizza like right here. And I'm like, I didn't feel like I was going to throw up. I didn't have that feeling. But then I went for one of those big notes in Brand New Sin. I was like, ah! And it went, yeah, like it's a projectile. And luckily I was looking this way and not straight at the crowd. I was kind of looking at my bass player, Chuck. And it just all landed in front of him. And the splat, like people are like, oh, come standing back. And I just kept going. I just wiped the spit and I kept going. I didn't throw up. It was just literally, I was full.
Oh,
I was foam. It was all foam and like chunks of really horrible Albuquerque, New Mexico pizza. So
fucking hilarious.
I'm going to have to think of that mistakes. If I come up with one, I'll send you a video telling the story. But I can't think of anything that was super glaring that I've done. I mean, I've fucked up and playing Just Joe shows and shit like that.
Yeah.
But nothing,
So we had Kevin Dean on, and Kevin's telling,
Yeah.
and he says two of his biggest stage blunders was K-Rockathon, I think it was.
That was one, yep.
And he lost the stick, and it went out and whacked the girl in the head. And then they came back for the signing, and the guy goes, "See this stick?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then she like lifted up her scarf and goes, "See this goose egg on my head?" And he's like, "Oh fuck!" And she's like, "Best day of my life."
We have video of that.
And then he was also talking about something to do with the microphone. And he said, if Joe is on here, just say to Joe.
Oh my fucking God! Yes, you're in England, okay?
Here it is.
And I got pictures of that night, and it wasn't Norwich. I'll remember what city it was in a little while. But that night, like, there's a picture of me. I'll dig that picture up. But I'm like, there was great pictures, but I'm fucking so pissed off in that picture. And it wasn't because of like, we're in the, like, I was just pissed because there was so much fucking feedback on my microphone. And I'm looking at the monitor guy, and the monitor guy's like, I don't fucking know what's going on. And we had our front of house guy that was mixing us in front of house. And I'm like, Jeff, what the fuck? I'm like, he's out there, and he's like, and every song he's like, dude, I don't fucking know. Like, no one knew what the fuck it was. It's because Kevin did what the fuck did it exactly do?
He said he took
Like,
one of the
moved it?
drum mics off and set it on the floor.
He set it on the
Yeah.
He took because he was playing somebody else's kit.
Yes.
And instead of a 5-piece, he only needed to be four. So he took the one mic off the tom and just set it down. And it was reverbing off his bass drum. And he realized it after. And he was like, oh, fuck. Because he says, Joe turned around. He's like, fucking fix it. You know? And he's like, what the fuck?
I was so pissed because they had to keep pulling my stuff out of the monitor, and then I couldn't fucking hear myself, and it's feeding back out front, and like people are going like this, and I'm like, what the? I'm like, we're fucking bombing the show, and then I don't even know if he told me that night. I think it was like a couple of days later. We were at a pub on like a day off. He's like, dude, I gotta confess something. I'm like, what? He's like, remember the other night with all that feedback? I'm like, yeah, and he's like, told me. I'm like, you motherfucker. He's like, I realized it. I realized it, but then we couldn't do anything. Like, I'm like, I get it, man. But oh yeah, that picture came up on Facebook. That picture came up on Facebook not that long ago, and then he commented underneath it like, dude, I'm sorry, like, a million times. Like he's like so apologetic still to this day.
And now you know the rest of the Joe story.
Yes, you do. I know.
All right. So this last clip, I think this is going to be the last one for the show. The last clip is Nina Di Gregorio, the violinist from
the Femmes of Rock,
the rocking violinist from Femmes of Rock, and she is going to talk a little bit about chicken cutlets and falling downstairs.
Yeah,
give it a watch.
Well, I could tell you an embarrassing moment for myself and an embarrassing moment for someone else in the band I played in, both different situations. So my situation, I was Toni Braxton's solo violinist for a couple of years in her band, and she had a residency in Las Vegas, and there was a segment during the show where she wanted me to play like a variation on the Godfather theme. So I created a little kind of solo a cappella thing. In the show, I had to get to the top of this kind of winding staircase, and then one solo spotlight would come on. I'd play my little ditty, and then they would turn the light off, and I'd have to get down the staircase and get to my spot on the stage again in the dark during the show every night. So I did this, a million times. And one night, I just couldn't see anything. I tripped, and I'm playing my good violin, like the one from 1752. So all I cared about was saving the violin. So the bottom step in the dark, I trip, I hold my violin up in the air, and I face plant on the stage with the violin like this. The violin was fine. I had a bit of a bruised face, but I finished the show. No one knew it even happened because it happened in the dark before the lights came on the stage. So that happened to me. But a funnier situation, my first job was playing in Wayne Newton's band, and there was one performer who had, women have to wear like these things we call chicken cutlets in your bra. They help like to keep everything neat and tidy when you're wearing a dress. Yeah. And this one woman bent over, I think, to change a page or something, and the cutlet kind of fell out of her dress and flopped across the stage during the show. It wasn't me, but it was funny.
No, she lopsided.
I'm glad I had the face plant and not that. Pick one, I'll take the face plant again.
Yeah, bloody nose over missing cutlet any day.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never heard them referred as a chicken cutlet.
Never heard of it.
It's woman language. We call them chicken cutlets.
So I'm going to say this. Anybody who knows what that was, please send us a message so we just know, and then we'll hook you up with a shirt.
Yeah, why not?
It says, "I never lost a chicken cutlet from the good, the cutlet, and the ugly." So, what do you think about those apples?
Yeah. Those apples?
Those blooper apples.
Yeah.
Those nuggets of goodness.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
That was really cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more.
I almost can't wait to do part 2.
I know. We're not doing it tonight, though.
No.
No. Not doing it tonight.
No.
Jesus Christ.
No.
So there you go.
Yeah. That was good.
I had fun.
I hope all you guys enjoyed it as much as we did.
Yeah. You know what? you never do it.
Right.
But do us a favor. Give us some feedback.
Yeah.
If you've made it this far, do us a favor. Give us some feedback. Either on YouTube, you can comment there. You can comment on Spotify.
Or
you could comment on
Facebook
our Facebook
page.
You can actually go to our website, which is goodbandugly.com.
Yep.
Not the anywhere.
Nope.
Goodbandugly.com. Go there,
and
comment, and give us some feedback.
Let us know.
Yeah, and if there's something you want to see, something you want to hear,
you got a guest you want us to get on.
A lot of our guests, you know who gave us a bunch of our guests coming up even? Hope.
Yes.
Hope Pepitone.
Hope Pepitone. Shout out to you.
Pepitone.
Little shout out to you.
Little shout out to Hope Pepitone.
Yes.
Hope is she hooked us up with like 3 different people.
Yeah.
So it's not what you know, it's who you know. It's networking. So Hope, shout out to you. Thank you so much for all that you've been doing for the show. You're an avid listener. You're a great follower.
Yep.
And we've mentioned you a couple times, but we appreciate the people that do stuff for us.
And one more that watches the show religiously, Noel Baker. Noel Baker.
Yes.
Hope you're doing well, my friend.
Hope you are doing well. You know who else? I'm not going to do it to him.
You're not?
Ryan Coughlin.
Yes.
I was going to toilet flush fart.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to toilet flush fart.
No.
Upcoming things, we got all kinds of good stuff coming up for you. Great interviews. Things starting season 2 soon is going to be some good stuff.
Yeah.
We've got some repeat offenders coming back.
Yes, we do.
But we are booked all the way up until February, working on March now. So season 2 is coming. We've got guests booked. We have some repeaters. We have some folk coming in and talking about some of their new projects.
Yes.
Can't wait.
That'd be great.
We cannot thank you guys enough for the support you've given us, for allowing us to do some of the things we never thought we'd be able to do. Playing on stage with guys like Ben Morrow.
Edgar Pagan, Goose.
Edgar Pagan. Oh my God, those guys just great musicians. Introducing Ryder for their first show. Meant a lot to us.
Great.
So we know we bust a lot of balls. I drop a lot of F-bombs, and I'm a smart-ass son of a bitch. But we do this because we love it. We do it for you guys. And when you stop us somewhere and say, holy shit, this is it's awesome.
And even when you come up and say, hey, my favorite episode was.
Oh my God, yes. It's awesome. It makes my day.
Yes. So keep that coming.
Yeah, keep it coming. Keep an ear out for our band. That's going to be. Well, we're not going to. Let's not say too much.
Nope.
Let's just say you will see us soon.
Yep.
Let's also say there's some bigger things coming.
Yeah.
Who knows? Wouldn't it be cool to get all of these musicians, or a good handful of them, together on one stage and play for everybody? So if there's somebody that we've had on our show that you want on that stage,
tell us.
Let us know. Go to the website, goodbandugly.com, and click the comment, send us a message, and we will get it.
Yep.
Once again, thanks a lot, guys. I'm going to start some music. I think I'm going to start our J-Ro music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a shout out to him too as well for doing this.
Our usual suspects are Medical Supplies, Sharky's Event Center,
DJ Life's the Beach, Good Nature Brewery, Uncle Jimmy's Live Local Music,
The Print Shop Underground. Can't forget Snarky Productions or Toffee Break Toffee. And hey, keep an eye out for Fox Fest 2024.
Yep.
Going to be some big shit coming on. So God bless y'all. Have a great time. And remember, be nice to each other.
Yes, please.
Peace.
Peace.
Should we pretend we're talking?
That's suck.
Such a dick.
Oh, yeah. All right.